Hi guys, today I'm going to walk you through your kit for Crystal Snowflakes. And in your kit you'll have some pipe cleaners, a popsicle stick, some string, and some borax. And from home you're going to need a jar and your scissors. And you'll also need an adult to help you because after we make the snowflake, you're going to need to boil water and dissolve the borax into it. But until then, don't open the borax because you don't want to spill it. You don't really want to handle it at all. You just want to have it ready for when your water is boiling, and you'll scoop it out with a spoon into the water to make and let it dissolve. And then it will go into your jar. When you're picking a jar, make sure it's pretty wide, but the mouth of it should not be so wide that your popsicle stick falls into it. It should be a bit smaller than the length of your popsicle stick. It's also a good idea to think about what jar you're going to use before you start making your snowflake, because you don't want to make your snowflake so big that it hits the sides, because that's going to get the crystals are going to stick to your snowflake, but also to the sides, and then it could get stuck in there. Okay, so on to the snowflake. You've got 3 different colors of pipe cleaners, and you can choose to use whichever one you want, but you're going to need 3 equal pieces to start off with. So what you can do is you can choose, to do one of each color, or you can do all of one color. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to just use white to begin with. I'm going to kind of measure up my pieces. And those are pretty close enough. Maybe I'll trim down the other 2 so that they're all the same size. Okay, so then I'm going to twist these. I'm going to put them all together like this. I'm going to twist them in the middle, and then I'm going to kind of spread out like the arms of the snowflake. Okay, so now you've got a shape like this with 6 little arms sticking out. And if you feel like kind of wrapping it one more time so it doesn't come apart, that might be a good idea. Okay, so you've got something like this, and now you can end it there and just have a very simple snowflake, or you can do this next step, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to cut 6 about 1-inch pieces, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I'm not really measuring it out exactly, but then I'm making sure that all my pieces are about the same length, like this. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm going to use these to put like the little ends onto the snowflake to give it a more detailed shape. Okay, so just like that, and I'll do it at the end of each one. And you can even, you'll have extra pipe cleaners, so you can do more of these if you want. Okay, you can do some lower down if you'd like. But I think for mine, I just want to do 1 on each. Let's see, you might even have enough pipe cleaners to make more than 1 snowflake. So that would be an option too. Okay, just 2 more. And I'm just wrapping it one time because these stay together pretty well with the wire inside, and then kind of making them point up. Okay, so here's the last one. Oh, look at that. Looks pretty good. A little snowflake. Okay, so then you need to tie this string to the center of the snowflake, because we need to be able to hang the snowflake down into the jar. You know what? I should test and make sure I can get it in there. Oh, is it touching the sides? A little bit. Maybe I should just kind of clip my ends down a tiny bit so it's not touching. So yeah, it's easy to make adjustments when you need to. You can also just wrap the arms a few more times and to make them shorter. I think that's what I'll do. That'll get my string to stay on there really nice and tight also. Okay, that should be good. All right, so I'm going to tie the string on, going to double knot it, going to cut off the extra little bit right here. Okay, and then I'm going to tie my string to my popsicle stick. Okay. And you can kind of put your snowflake in the jar and see how long you need your string so that your popsicle stick can hold it across the top, but you don't want your snowflake touching the bottom either. So I'm going to go about that length, and so it'll be a different length depending on how big of a jar you have. And double knot that too, so it doesn't come off, doesn't slide off once it's in the boiling water. Okay. Okay, so well, that's a bit too short now. That's good. Okay, so you're going to do 3 tablespoons of borax for every 1 cup of water. And then you'll put it in here. So another thing is, my jar is kind of big, and 1 cup is probably not going to fill it up to here. So I'm going to have to think about probably making the string longer by a bit so that my jar is filled, or so that my snowflake is completely under into the water, so the borax water solution. The other thing you can do is get more borax and do more cups of water. So for 2 cups of water, you'll need 6 tablespoons of borax dissolved into it. And once you've got it in the borax solution, you're going to want to let it sit overnight. And then you'll see the crystals will be growing on it the next day. So I'm going to go do that, and then I will show you the end result. All right, here's the finished crystal snowflake. I'm going to pull it out of the jar. It's really heavy now, and there you go. You can see there's crystals all over it. It got huge overnight. Hopefully yours turned out and you had fun with this project.